this evening. We're so grateful to have you here. We are being professionally video recorded by a Malibu High graduate, 2008, Sashi Peterson. Let's welcome Sashi for He was a classmate of our daughter, who is zooming the program this evening, Raquel Ravioli. We have the president of the Optimist Club, Mona Kyle.
Good evening, and thank you so much for being here. As Bonnie said, I'm the current president of the Optimist Club, and it's my official job to welcome you. This is the third, and you can see from the program, the third annual Instrumental Music Festival. It's the first time we've been able to do this in person, and it's just so wonderful to see all these faces. I'm really looking forward to it. But right now, I'd like to introduce the mayor of Malibu, Paul Grisanti.
Hello, everyone. I'm Paul Grisanti, and it's a pleasure to welcome you to the third annual Malibu Optimist Instrumental Music Festival. I'd like to thank the Malibu Optimist Club and its board of directors for hosting this excellent cultural event, for inviting me, and to the sponsors for making the event possible. The Optimist Club has been working to provide Malibu with role models and mentors to the youth of Malibu since it was chartered in 1960. The Optimist Club supports artistic, musical, literary, and educational development of the youth in this community. The young people in our community are literally our future, and so should we all be, joining them and investing in them. And the Optimist Club has provided an excellent example of how the community can support, reward, encourage, and guide our youth to be their best selves. Today's music festival, we will be honored to see 15 instrumental music students from Malibu middle and high schools performing solos on their instruments. I'm proud of these talented young musicians who will be performing in this friendly competition, not because I had anything to do with making them talented or wonderful, but at least I'm from the same town. They're part of a strong tradition of musicians, composers, and music industry professionals who call Malibu home, representing everything from classical music to heavy metal. I look forward to seeing the musical passion of Malibu youth, and I hope everyone enjoys the event tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. As I can mask us, I'm 6 feet away. We do have some special gentlemen also with us this evening, and we're calling them judges for our festival. They are both experienced adjudicators and music educators. They're in the back. You'll see them coming and going in between each of the sections. One of our judges is John McQuilkin. He actually taught at Quartz Hills High School in Lancaster for 37 years. He got his bachelor's of music education at University of Southern California and his master's at Southern Oregon University. You'll be able to read about him in the program, but some of his finest teaching moments are when he was able to teach both of his daughters, and they were students in his classes. We also have Dr. Freed, Dr. Greg Freed. He's taught music at Lindero Canyon Middle School, is now retired, and people in the community are grateful to have him as a substitute now and then. His concert orchestras traveled everywhere, and his violin performance degree came from Indiana University, his master's in conducting and violin performance from the University of Denver, and his doctorate from the University of Texas. He also mentioned that his first love, however, is working with young students, especially with each of his 2 children played in his program. Please know that we're here for you tonight, not children, but music students, because we love what you do and we're dedicated to you doing better. Thank you so much, all of you, for being here. We're going to begin the program with our middle school streams. So I would like to welcome each contestant. They're going to perform alphabetically, as you see in the program. And our first performer, if you would come up, is going to introduce himself.
Hello, my name is Aidan. I'm in 8th grade at Malibu Middle School, and I'll be playing Humoresque by Antonin Dvorak.
Hello, my name is William O'Lally. Today I will be performing Concerto No. 2 in G major, the third movement by Frederick Sitz.
I'm in 8th grade, and I will be performing Scherzo by C. Webster.
While the judges exit for a few minutes, you could tell that this kind of a program doesn't just happen. It's hours and hours of practice on the parts of these young people. And then the support at the school. And we're so fortunate in Malibu Middle School and Malibu High School to have the leaders that we do with Lisa Andino and Patrick Miller. Fortunately, the community understands that. And they have awarded both of them with Dolphin Awards this year, which is the highest ranking recognition that we have in our city. And so we're grateful this evening that Patrick Miller is with us. Could you please say a few words about our accompanist today, or our teachers today, John Kibler and Maya Zander?
Of course, but let me first thank Steve and Bonnie. When I was at Webster, Steve was one of our music teachers. All those kids that you just saw that are now 8th graders were 5th graders in Steve's music class. And Steve and Bonnie not only are members of the Optimist, not only are coordinating nice events, but have been long-time music educators in our community. So a huge thank you to Steve and Bonnie. A thank you to the Optimist Club and the senior program. The list of all that they do for our kids and for our schools will be with them again on Thursday morning when they recognize our seniors with some scholarships and also recognize some of our younger students with the Youth Appreciation Awards. And so a huge thank you to all of you Optimists who are back there being quiet, but thank you for all you do for our kids and for our schools. As far as our team at Malibu High, we are very blessed. Somebody said it after the band concert on Tuesday, or last Thursday, that we are beyond fortunate to have Mr. Kibler, who's back there in the back. Dr. Zander, who's now in the back fighting. Next to Dr. Zander is also Steve Zander, who's one of our music coaches that works with the students. For those of you not familiar with our music programs in our schools, all of our students start in 3rd grade in formal music with a credentialed music teacher. When they get to us at the middle school level, they have a choice to continue with their music and their instrument or to choose to do something else. In 6th grade, it's the majority. It's probably 75–80% that choose to continue with music. As we get through 8th grade, we get some that trickle off for world language or for other electives like student government and those kind of things. But for the most part, most of our kids start in 3rd grade and continue through middle school, which is what all these kids have done. When they get to us, they get the benefit of not only professional credentialed educators, but also professional musicians. Dr. Zander and Mr. Kibler, if you look at their resumes on the inside of the program, are extremely talented musicians on top of being extremely talented educators, which is not the norm at most public schools. It's also not the norm at most public schools where teachers are able to specialize in, for example, strings. At most middle schools and high schools, you would have a middle school music teacher teaching everything. So our students benefit from that. On top of that, our parents, through our Arts Angels, are able to fund coaches who come in and work in individuals and small groups with our students. So we're beyond fortunate in this community to have the support of our music and arts program, which really don't exist in most public schools. And so a huge thank you to Mr. Kibler and Dr. Zander. I'm not going to read their bios, they're in the program for you to see, but thank you for all your work with kids and students. Good job showing off your talents tonight. Thank you.
Back in the day when I was at Malibu Middle School, it was called Malibu Park Junior High in the 80s. So it's been a delight to see the program flourish and continue. It means a lot to us. And speaking of flourishing, this evening, in between each of the groups of performers, we have first place winners from last year. Our first performer this evening is going to play the flute. Her name is Lulu Good, and she's going to tell you what she plays. Come on up, Lulu. And let's give her a round of applause. Lulu was in the program in its initial year. We're going to turn you just a little bit, make sure the judges as well as Sashi can see you. She came in the first year and we only had a handful of wins. And she did such a wonderful job as a 6th grader that in the next year, she won first place as a 7th grader. So now as an 8th grader, Lulu is going to perform for you, knowing that she's not competing, but sharing with you her development over the last year.
Hi, I'm Lulu. I'm playing Jade by Octave Road, and it's part of the three-piece movement.
Thank you, Lulu. It's so fun to hear you improve so much. The judges have returned, so instead of further talking, we'll move on to the middle school wins. We'd like to invite up the another contestant from last year, Grace Castlebrink. Grace?
Hello, my name is Grace Hasselbrink. I'm in 7th grade in the Malibu Middle School Independent Study Program. I'll be playing Il Pastor Fido, Sonata 6, Margot Movement by Vivaldi, edited by Trevor Watt.
Not a wind player, but a very fine member of the middle school winds class. Alicia, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Alessia Reyes. I'm in the 6th grade, and I'll be playing Sonatina OP20 by Frederick Kula.
Business. I'm in 6th grade, and I'll be playing Devot, created by F.J. Gossel.
Thank you, middle school bands, for the fun representation you are of the Malibu Middle School Band. Thank you, judges. You are dismissed for a few minutes. And I just want you to know some of the things that the judges are looking at as the performances go on this evening. And each of the students were given this list. Besides in their video having to announce clearly, which each of them have done so well now, they were also given different criteria which they were judged. For instance, intonation, how they play in tune. Articulation, whether they're tonguing and breathing at the right place. Dynamics, the louds and the softs, if they're appropriate or if they're marked that way and if the students are interpreting them correctly. Phrasing, not only when they breathe, but how they shape each of the phrases. The rhythm, that's not just the tempo, that's how they interpret the rhythms and how clean they are with the rhythms that are written in the music and their interpretation of it. The instrument position is important. How they're holding their instrument and their general posture. That not only represents how well they play, but it helps give them the confidence and the breath support and the energy support that each instrument needs. Their stage presence, not only how they dress, but how they speak to you and how they represent themselves with their instrument. And then overall, their musical performance. It's not necessarily who's better technique, but who actually gives you the joy of music that they're feeling. Let's give a round of applause to all the middle school students that are. We have a guest soloist who was another first place winner last year. We'd like to welcome Vivian Griffin-Jaspy to the front. Vivian was one of two first place winners last year. She selected to be the performer this year, and we're grateful to have you back, Vivian. Let's give her a round of applause.
So I'm going to be playing Concerto in A minor, the first movement.
Since I mentioned there were 2 first-place winners last year, I want you to know the other one was Logan Epstein, and we're grateful that she participated again in the festival this year. And I'd like to acknowledge the other students that did participate in the festival that didn't quite make it to the finals, but their presentations were spectacular. They still had to prepare the videos and present a fine example of their playing. I'd like to recognize Vera Kibler and Natalie LaPagna from the violin section of the middle school strings, Zion Alem from the viola section, and Warren Chong. Let's give those middle school strings players a round. From the high school level, there were 2 others that we couldn't fit into the finals. It was a really hard decision. That was Logan Epstein and Jacqueline Kaplan. Let's thank Jacqueline and Logan for their efforts. The judges are here, and we're ready to move on to our high school string group now. And let's welcome, well, actually, the first was a cellist, so let's welcome this young man who actually wrote his own piece, Aidan Burke.
Cello suite. I named it that because it sounds like Bach, and this is kind of the equivalent of the Bach cello suite, not in the compositional aspect, but just because it sounds like Burke and Bach. Yep, that's what we'll be playing, and thank you.
I'm a senior at Malibu High School. I play viola, and I am playing today Caligula Nocturne number 6. Yeah.
playing Concerto in G major by Vivaldi.
as that culminates our round of high school strings, I want to make sure that you really understand how much these students put into this. You as parents know, because you were there and you paid for the lessons and supported their practice. But it's just fantastic to see them, and for me especially, this is I think the last year that I will have had former students that were in 4th grade in my classes, and I'm so proud. And I will continue to be as proud as these young students develop, and I have the privilege of working with Dr. Zander and Mr. Kibler so closely, because we're communicating almost daily, as if nothing else is going on in any of our lives, about each one of these students and when they have prepared their solos, and if they have the right materials, and if they have the music, and all of it. So we really appreciate the extra effort it takes. For our first place winner from our high school strings last year, we have our guest soloist, Tessa O'Neill. And before I bring Tessa, I want to make sure you understand that these students don't just come up without the support of a fine pianist. They're very, very fortunate to have Dr. Zander be able to accompany them. When I was teaching there and my daughter was in school, I had the opportunity to accompany her all the way through. And it's a real joint effort as we work together and listen to each other and learn the phrasing and what we're going to breathe and what we're going to do. But the way Dr. Zander does that is exceptional. It's worth a lot financially as well as it is for the intrinsic experience for each of the students. So let's give Dr. Zander another round of applause. As a former adjunct at Pepperdine, also as I was teaching strings pedagogy there, our times overlapped, but we now have someone at Pepperdine, Dr. Peter Tang, and he is with us this evening as an accompanist. He kicked us off in our first instrumental music festival as the MC there, and I was delighted when he was able to accompany the students. They work very closely together, Pepperdine and Malibu High School, so closely that Dr. Tang invite some of the students to play in his groups, as I understand. But let me tell you a little bit about Dr. Tang. He was going to talk about his Pepperdine and what he offers to the students, but he's protecting his voice right now, so I'm speaking for him. He is called the Director of Instrumental Ensembles at Pepperdine University. He also conducts the annual opera and musical theater productions. Dr. Tang holds graduate degrees in orchestral, wind ensemble, and choral conducting from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. He's a sought-after guest conductor and clinician internationally, and he regularly teaches instrumental conducting workshops and leads directorship seminars in Hong Kong. As a choral conductor, he serves as director of music at St. Matthew's United Methodist Church in Newbury Park. So we're grateful to have him with us, and what an honor for the students to be able to play with him. Let's welcome again, as he accompanies Tess, Dr. Tang.
Hello, my name is Tess O'Neill, and I will be playing the first in a series of 3 romances by Robert Schumann, written for the oboe and piano.
well, could you tell us a little bit about what you're doing next year?
Oh, sure. So next year, I'm going to college. Right? And I'm going somewhere very cold. I'm going all the way to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, to Carnegie Mellon. And
your major will be?
it will be oboe performance, and probably music education as well.
That's where the guide comes, each of you, and then as you grow up, like Cass had. It's like we're just about ready for our final round. We have a little disappointing news in that one of our performers has COVID and isn't here. We're going to do our best. So our first wind player, Ethan Marshall. Ethan, would you please come up and introduce yourself?
My name is Ethan Marshall. I play the trumpet in the Malibu High School band. And I'm going to be performing a piece called The Magic Trumpet by James Burke. And I hope you all enjoy it. And I'm accompanied by Dr. Hannes as well.
I'm going to announce our person who's going to be zoomed in, just in case we can't hear him. Is he ready?
Yes, I'm going to invite the judges to come sit up here so they can see better. Unfortunately, we don't have a projector, but hopefully you'll all be able to hear, and it will be recorded later.
We'll now hear Maxim Podmore playing the alto saxophone. He's a senior at Malibu High, and he's going to be playing Summertime by Gershwin, as transcribed by Cacciatore Bedoya. Enjoy his solo. lot of extra effort. We all did that the last 2 years, so we understand that, and we appreciate your extra efforts with that. As the judges depart once again, and before we hear our last soloist, I would like for the members of the Optimist Club to please stand. Because without them, we wouldn't have this program. They brought you the reception, they gave you the sponsorship. Let's welcome the Malibu Optimist representatives. You'll be hearing about some of our programs, and you can read about them in the program that you have with you tonight. Feel free to take a program or two and share it with your family. The Optimists are giving this evening awards to the first place winners of $200, the second place winners of $100, and the third place of $50. And with that, and the judges and the videographer that we have this evening, wouldn't be here without the Optimists, and we're just grateful to be a team to support the students here. Our final soloist, our guest soloist, first place winner of the advanced string or the Malibu High Strings last year, Axel. I remember him from fourth grade.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Axel Griswold. I'm a junior, and today I'm going to be playing Fiogo Allegro.
Thank
know, the program needed posterity. We needed to have it forever. And so when we realized that Maxim couldn't be here, and we got several emails from people who told her today, I called Sashi this morning, or at least maybe 5 in the morning, and he got back to me right away. And we recruited Raquel Ravioli, who's also a 2008 Malibu High grad. And with her expertise, she has brought us Zoom now for the 3rd year. We called her the facilitator this year because she did everything that I didn't do. But one thing I want to mention, she is also a member of the Malibu Optimist Club, even though she's been pursuing a job and another degree in Ohio for the last 4 years. So please think of yourself as an optimist, and Mona will remind you, please know that you can join us. We meet on Thursday mornings when we get back to real live meetings. Right now, we're still meeting on Zoom Thursday mornings at 7:30. And you can see how rewarding it is because all of our programs are student focused. Raquel, when she was in school, started a junior optimist club called Joy. And that was a service club that she founded and developed at Malibu High School. We're hoping that will come back someday. And I'm telling you this because you as students have this opportunity to do it as well. Then when she went to college, she started a Joy Club, or a junior club, I guess it was called an Optimist Club, called the Acapella Optimist, when she was getting her bachelor's at the University of Pacific. So you can carry it with you always. Raquel, could you just tell the audience a little bit about what you're doing now so that the judges aren't here yet? We'd like to appreciate you as well. Let's welcome Raquel. Welcome here.
I am currently a music therapist. I teach music therapy and the director of music therapy at Marietta College in Marietta, Ohio. And I'm pursuing a PhD in interdisciplinary studies, so I'm focusing on higher education and counselor education to become a better music therapy teacher. And I still play violin in lots of orchestras around. I'm on a couple service boards in the area of Marietta, and I'm back here visiting to watch everybody play today and help with the Optimist Club. So congratulations to everybody.
They're still deliberating, and I'm grateful for that because it really is a difficult situation to choose. So Mona, I get the sign from you. Well, should we invite all of the sponsors up at this time, or would you like to speak first?
I'm happy to let the sponsors come up.
All right, let's welcome each of our sponsors. This is Mona Kyle, representing Joe Clark Law Offices. Let's thank Mona Kyle. Renee Williams from Farmers Insurance Agency in Malibu. Stephen Ravioli from SR Realty in Malibu. Not able to join us is Rita and Tony Lardis from McDonald's in Malibu, but I think Raquel has them up. A little video clip ready to speak to us.
Here's from one of our sponsors.
Hello, this is Tony and Rita Lardis, and I just wanted to say congratulations to all the participants. Just being able to be a participant in this is really awesome, and what a great program. So I don't know if Rita's got something to say. Rita?
Great job, everyone. I'm sure you'll all do an awesome job. Good luck.
All right, good luck to everybody. Bye-bye.
We're going to have the sponsors introduce the winners, if you would please. So as you read, and as you come up winners, if you will come and stand up behind the sponsors, we'll get a group picture from them. This is the order in which you will read them.
Okay. So middle school strings, 3rd place goes to William Malali.
Yes.
Second place, middle school strings, goes to Zoe Rest. And first place, middle school strings, goes to Aidan Colbert.
Mona.
Third place is Jake Uzmas. Second place, Alessio Reyes. Grace Hasselbrink.
Stephen, the high school strings, I think you have next. Stephen is representing Tony and Rita today as well.
Yes. Third place, Sophia Savat. Second place rings, Aidan Burke. First place, Sophia O'Brien.
The last two will be high school wins, please.
High school wins. Second place, trumpet, Ethan Marshall. First place, alto sax, Maxim Padua.
We'd like to thank all of the sponsors, all of the Optimists, each of you as parents and students. And the way we like to end each meeting, Mona, would you like to help us with this?
That's Stephen.
Okay. I just want to make sure I covered everything. Go ahead, Stephen. You get to fight over. We always fight over it because it's almost like a prayer to us, and you'll see why. If you'll follow along with the Optimist Creed in your program, please. It helps us in every day of our life, and hopefully each of us will remember the qualities.
Optimist Creed. Promise yourself to be so strong that nothing can disturb your peace of mind. To talk health, happiness, and prosperity to every person you meet. To make all your friends feel that there is something in them. To look at the sunny side of everything and make your optimism come true. To think only of the best, to work only for the best, and to expect only the best. To be just as enthusiastic about the success of others as you are about your own. To forget the mistakes of the past and press on to the greater achievements of the future. To wear a cheerful countenance at all times and give every living creature you meet a smile. To give so much time to the improvement of yourself that you have no time to criticize others. To be too large for worry, too noble for anger, too strong for fear, and too happy to permit the presence of trouble.
Thank you to the mayor for coming, for the principal, the teachers, all of us. This is the kind of support the community we love so much here in Malibu. Enjoy the reception, and students, make sure you see me before you go.
And also, any of you, Bonnie mentioned it, if any of you are interested in becoming Optimists, we'd love to welcome you to our organization. It's been one of the most fulfilling things I've done in my life. And if you're interested, there are folders on the left side as you're going out that have all the information you would need. Thank you.
Thank you.